Good morning, Panthers. I'm Camden.
And my name is Justin.
And this is Tech Tuesday. Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about iFixit, which is basically a community-based repair platform. It allows anyone to look up their device and find easy-to-follow repair guides, information, as well as creating your own guide to help other people fix their stuff. This aims to keep usable tech out of landfills and produce less e-waste. iFixit is celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. It's pretty nice. I use iFixit a lot. It's really useful, especially for stuff that new to fixing. So I think it's a pretty good thing. Recently, I have come across Android x86. In short, PCs use different processors than phones. They work differently. Something like Windows won't work natively on your phone. Android x86 sort of breaks the rules, though. Let me explain. So, Android is open source, which means anyone can get the code and make their own version. So a couple people decided to make a version that works on PCs. Not all apps will work on PC, though, because the apps only have instructions that phone processors understand. But with a translation layer, something that converts instructions for phones into instructions for PC, these apps can run on PC. That's all I have for today. Now time for games.
Hi, I'm back for games. Today we have some more games we really enjoy and want to mention.
Mm-hmm. So starting off, BeamNG Drive.
Ooh.
I'm sure you've never heard of that one.
I have, though I don't really play it as much as other people would think. I play it quite a bit, though. But yeah, BeamNG Drive is one of those games that seems to have really realistic graphics.
It's definitely with the new updates that have come out.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
graphics
definitely.
are way improved. The
Mhm.
physics are way improved.
With
yeah.
with DLS or whatever it's called.
DLSS.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they added the new sports car. I forgot what it's called, but
Yeah,
it's cool.
Any other games that you?
Rocket League, I think.
Ooh, Rocket
That's I play Rocket League a lot.
League. Rocket League's one of those games that I feel like is really hard to like go up against really hard players, but when you go against your own skill, it's very easy.
Yeah. Takes a lot of practice.
Oh, definitely. With the things you can learn in that game is crazy.
Mm-hmm. I think Little Nightmares is also it's a smaller game, I think. But it's definitely one of my favorites. Favorite horror game.
Yeah, Little Nightmares is one of those games that I couldn't compare it to like something like Resident Evil,
Mm-hmm.
but I can compare it to something like the Walking Dead game that was like really long. But yeah, Little Nightmares seems to be a mixture of the 2D like adventure games.
I really
along
like
with,
the ambience.
the
The sounds and the whole vibe.
ambience
It's
of Little
so
Nightmares
cool.
seems to be weird, but it seems also nice at the same
Mhm.
time. Anything else?
Can it run Crysis? I don't know. Crysis, actually, it's a pretty good game.
I don't really hear much from I don't hear a lot of Crysis things because
Mhm.
Crysis I don't seem to like is played very often.
I have the original, the first person.
You have the original
Mhm.
Crysis.
It's so buggy. It's
Well, yeah, it's the
It's
original
amazing.
Crysis. What do you expect?
First thing I do when I get a new PC, Crysis.
Just the first Crysis. See how unbuggy it is. See how much it can run. Anything else?
Death Stranding. That's
Ooh, Death Stranding
Mhm.
is a really nice game.
yeah.
I played Death Stranding like one playthrough. I only played it once. I really liked it, but I played it like very long ago, so I can't remember really anything.
Mhm.
But yeah.
I've just recently gotten into it, so.
Oh, that's nice.
Mhm.
One game that seems to be everywhere, everybody's talking about is or that I see recently is all the Tony Pro Hawk games and or skate games that are everybody's talking about.
Skate 3 Jesus meme.
Why? Just why?
I don't know.
But yeah,
Skate 3 is amazing.
Skate 3's memes are on another level for the fact of they can be existential or they can be extra funny. But yeah, I don't know why. I forgot. We talked about the Resident Evil 4 remake that was supposed to come out. Well, it finally did. And, well, I played the whatever demo it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really nice. Very nice. I'm really hyped for that. Why not, in order of talking about new games, let's talk about Crash Bandicoot, one of the oldies, man.
Yeah. PS2.
PS2 Crash Bandicoot graphics were horrible. But they were too fun to not play.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot's pretty good.
Crash Bandicoot is old, but it's very good. That and, well, Far Cry. Far Cry as well seems to be in the mixture of it's old, but it's also very new. For the fact of, we have Far Cry 1, which was released very long ago, and then we have Far Cry, what is it, Far Cry 6? It was released,
Far Cry 6 just
released 2 years ago, I think, 2021?
I don't know.
I'll have to look on that, but yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Very cool. There. I think that's all we have for games today. Do you want to now move on to our history segment?
Yep, I've got nothing else.
Yeah, neither do I.
Time for history.
Time for history.
Hey, welcome back to Tech History. For today's history segment, we're going to talk about floppy disks, which are the first major successful innovations in portable storage. They came in about 4 different standards. They had an 8-inch, a 5 1/4 inch, a 3 1/2 inch, and a 2-inch. There's also some different type of floptical disks, but I'm not going to mention those ones. One way to look at them is like an early USB drive or storage system. You might recognize what they look like as they look like the save applications on many of the applications you use on your home softwares. The first floppy disks were created in the late 1960s and were available commercially in 1971, sized at about 8 inches in diameter, and they stored about 80 kilobytes. However, later in 1976, they released the 5 1/4 inch, which had a capacity of 360 kilobytes. Then, a few years later, in 1984, the 5.25 inch gained more than double its size, holding 1.2 megabytes. However, that one never became popular because in 1986, the new floppy disks that was released were these 3 1/2 inches, but this time they held 1.44 megabytes. This trend continued, and floppy disks got even as small as 2 inches, as you can see here. They held about 800 kilobytes, but they died out due to 3.5s being the more kind of common used disk. Super formatting was also discovered later and allowed floppies to be formatted up to 3 times higher capacity. Now, once the 1990s came, there was a slow transition to other sort of formats rather than floppy disks, one being like zip disks, which were available at 100 to 750 megabytes. However, they were extremely expensive at the time. It wouldn't be until the very late 1990s, in 1998, when Apple introduced their CD-ROM drive without a floppy disk. Due to this, CDs ended up becoming popular, and rewritable CDs became the new thing, and these would replace floppy disks. But we'll have to talk about CDs another time. That's all for history. Have a good one.
That's all for tech. See you next Tuesday.